and welcome back to As We Speak, where I chat with people from the Luna tribe. This is part 2 of my conversation with Anna, where we dive into a completely different topic from part 1, where we talked about pregnancy and the pandemic, teaching online. And here we speak about something a little bit different, but still relating it to yoga. Hope you enjoy this. This is a great transition, and we've been talking about a lot of times in which, that have been quite particular. So, pregnancy, becoming a mom, the pandemic, but also the more recent Black Lives Matter movement. And I've noticed on your Instagram with a lot of admiration that you've been seeking out a lot of information and then diffusing it through your Instagram. But also you've been, trying to be very active in translating this information into action.
Yeah.
So yeah, can you tell me a little bit more about that? Do you recommend some books that you've been reading? I know you've been using certain resources.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for me, it's been, to say it's been a wake-up call is like a very white privilege thing to say as well, which I'm learning. And what I'm learning is just that I have so much learning to do. I have so much, as especially in the wellness space, we have such an obligation, I think, and a responsibility to really look at the work. And it's work I wasn't doing before. Something like this, these things pop up all the time. And you feel bad, you might share something, you might donate some money, and then you you go back in your little bubble and you're like, in yoga, like love and light and we're all one. But what I really like, a teacher, she's quite predominant in anti-racist work, especially in regards to white feminism. She's like, I don't want your love and light if there's no action associated with it. Her name is Rachel Cargill. She's a good resource to follow on Instagram. And I realized, like, I don't want to live out of alignment. Like, it's especially as yogis, I think we have responsibility because we're so involved in that work already, of self-work, of ending suffering, of helping those who are suffering. It's our responsibility to take a deeper look at how we're reacting and to make sure we're not just allowing ourselves to remain in a comfortable bubble of love and light. And what can we actually do? Who can we listen? So one of my first tips is definitely to diversify. If you're on, understand not everyone uses a lot of social media, and that's okay too. You don't all of a sudden have to start, but I am quite active on social media. So my first step was just to diversify my feed, right? Like, what are you seeing all the time? Is it just people who look like you, people saying the same messages as you? And there's so many good people to follow, and there's so many Black women who have been doing anti-racist work for years and years and years and years. And it's not that hard to find resources. You just gotta look, really. You just have to make minimal effort. And then that already, because now that's my feed, I can't just pretend that it's not happening, because the information I'm exposed to when I'm scrolling, when I'm just on my mindless little things, is now important information. I'm also I got the book Me and White Supremacy by Layla Saad. And I like it because it's not really just an informational read. It's a book. She says it's not a book you read, it's a book you do. So it's like a 28-day, I think it originally started as an Instagram challenge she did, but it's just a 28-day book. And every day you just have a little snippet of what you read and then some journaling prompts. So I like this because I've integrated it into my meditation practice in the morning. So there's no excuse not to do it. And yeah, and even just saying I'm putting it into a bite-sized piece for myself is also privilege, which I'm learning. So it's amazing, because the more you dive deeper is the more you're like, I don't know the right answer, and that's okay. But instead of running away this time, I'm committing to doing the work every day to actually make a difference. And then how that's going to relate to different parts of your life. And as a yoga teacher and as a yogi and someone who wants to end suffering in the world in all manners, like that's what you have to do. You have to be willing to sit in the discomfort to learn, to unlearn. But yeah, and to understand that you don't have to have the answers. Like one thing that I've realized is really important is, you know, you diversify your feed, you're reading a lot of good information, and then supporting the people who are teaching you. So supporting the Black women, buying their books. A lot of them have newsletters or Patreons or resources specifically for yoga, Skill in Action. You can follow her on Instagram, Michelle Johnson. She has a book that I ordered, so I haven't read it yet. And I also signed up at the end of June. I'm doing, it's Dismantling Racism, but specifically she's a yoga teacher, so it's in terms of the yoga space. So I'm doing these things for the future so that I can't just stop doing the work. So yeah.
All right, so let's back out of this topic for a little bit. I wanted to actually end on something that I've always associated you to from the very beginning when we started our teacher training, if we go back to that, which is Acro Yoga.
Yeah.
I remember I did practice with you and Jamie, your cousin, that did the training with us as well. Even I took some classes with you guys as well, which was
yeah, I remember
fun.
that.
Yeah. I was wondering, yeah, how is that going? How about that practice? How about Acro Yoga?
You know, it's a because it's a, well, during the pandemic, it's a no-go because obviously you cannot go to a yoga class and then touch people,
Yeah,
and breathe directly in their faces. But you know, it's a practice too that's you know, because Jamie had a baby and then I had a baby and we're each other's primary partners, you know, it ebbs and flows because yeah, up until I gave birth I was teaching, and then but it's hard to teach when you're one person. It's much more enjoyable. We love the practice when we teach it together and when we practice together. So but it's one of those things, it has such a special place in my heart because it's what got me into yoga. Like it was through Acro Yoga that we were really like projected into yoga. So it taught me so many things, and so it's never going to be a no-go in my life, but obviously we got to wait till we can touch each other again.
For sure. Yeah.
We were supposed to have a Acro Yoga workshop at Luna in June, but obviously that's a no-go. So hopefully maybe sometime in the fall we'll be allowed to get that close to each other again.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah. And are there any kind of Acro Yoga moves you can do with Felix?
Yeah, there's little things you can do. So Jamie does a bunch with Aria, her daughter, already. So she like taught me a couple kid safe ones. And our dream, obviously though, because we want it, so it's not gonna happen. Because our kids will be like, no way. We want them to be each other's acro partners.
Oh, so cute.
So we're gonna try to influence them into, you know, doing acro with mommies, and we'll see if they rebel, or you know, maybe we'll get a few years out of them before they rebel.
That's so cute. I actually saw again on your Instagram. You're gonna think I'm stalking you, but I'm just
that's
on
what
Instagram a lot.
For, though.
Yeah, true. To stalk other people. Yeah. But wasn't Felix able to stand in
yeah. So
just in your hands?
Yeah, in Martin's hand. Yeah, I don't do it because it makes me too nervous, but because they can lock their legs and they can hold balance at a very young age. So you can just put them in your hand, like their feet straight up, and they literally are balancing in your hand.
That's when I saw this, I was like, is this real? Are there cables that have been taken out, or?
And Felix loves it. Like he giggles like so hard when Martin does it. So I can't do it because your heart as a mother, you become a lot more sensitive than you thought you were gonna be. So, and sometimes he scares the bejeebies out of me, but
that was really cute though.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there was anything you'd like to say to what I like to call them loonies. So any person that has passed through Luna or has taken the class.
I mean, I think the important thing with all this stuff going on in the world with the important movements that are happening with the pandemic is just like a big lesson I've been learning is that things can coexist. So there can be magic in the world and there can be bad things in the world, and you know, just you, it's hard to say, but don't get overwhelmed. Keep going, do your work, and but still believe in that magic. So the light and the dark are both there, the shadow, the good, the bad, and you know, we're just here to navigate it through our practices. And I mean, luckily Luna for us is like a space where it's not just where we go to move our bodies, but it's so much more, you know, it's community, it's where we have those conversations, it's where we dig deeper. So I mean, I'm super grateful for the community that's not just, it's, we don't just practice asana, and I mean, so just don't worry, we'll all be back together again soon, and keep your practice up if you can. But if you can't, be compassionate and kind to yourself.
That's awesome. That's a really, it's a perfect message to end with. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Anna. And I have to tell you, a lot of our conversation about the Black Lives Matter movement was cut out because I couldn't help myself from picking Anna's brains even more, and it was so eye-opening to talk to her. This was recorded already about a month ago, but Anna is still doing the work. So I really encourage you to check out her Instagram account. It's simply her name, Anna Kowaleski, all attached, where you can also communicate with her if you want to. She also has an Acro Yoga account with her cousin, Jamie, since we talked about it. It's Kutumba Energy, if you're curious about that. And of course, if you haven't already, you can catch Anna on Tuesday mornings at 7:30 for Flow 1. Next up will be a conversation with Carolina. It will be an episode of As We Speak about her yoga path. Thanks again for listening. Namaste.